I just completed a 7-day plank challenge. Every day for 7 days, I did 4 plank variations, held each one for 1 minute with a 30-second stretch in between. I'm going to show you the variations that I did and the stretches, and then I'm going to talk about how it felt to do that for 7 days, why I chose plank, what are the benefits to plank, what are the benefits to doing a challenge. We'll talk about some variations, some modifications, variations, progressions to the plank, to this challenge. And then I'll show you the sped up version. I did film myself every day, so we'll speed that up, go through it all. So the variations that I did, I'll go through it quickly here. I did 1 full plank, so fingers are spread wide for a wide base of support, pulling the belly button in, stepping toes back, shoulders, hips, knees all lined up, holding here for 1 minute. And then my stretch in between is child's pose for 30 seconds. Next, I did a forearm plank, so down on forearms, stepping toes back. Again, thinking about shoulders, hips, knees lined up, core engaged, and breathe. 1 minute here, and then again a child's pose. And then I did 2 side planks, 1 on each side. For my side plank, I'm on my forearm. I like the support of being on my forearm. I would start with both legs extended, my top foot staggered in front of the bottom, and then partway through, as you'll see in this sped up version, partway through I would put my bottom knee down. So starting like this with both legs extended, and then when I was ready, bottom knee would come down and I would continue my 1 minute here. For my stretch between the side planks, I had my top knee lifted towards my chest and then lower down, bottom arm reaches forward, top arm to the ceiling, let my head come down, and I came into this side twist for 30 seconds. And then I would do my side plank on my other side, again starting with both legs extended, feet staggered, and then at some point I would bring my bottom knee down and continue the 1 minute, and then another 30-second side twist. So how it felt doing that plank challenge for 7 days. 7 days isn't a really long time to notice physical differences, but there was a few things I noticed. I had a timer set up so that I could time the 1 minute planks and 30-second stretches. And the first couple days I was looking at the timer quite a bit. So when I was in my 1 minute plank, I would be glancing over to see how far into my minute I was, how much longer did I have to hold. But as the week went on, I felt like I could just kind of settle a bit more into the 1 minute and not have to look at the timer quite as often. And with the side plank, as I mentioned, I would start with both legs extended. When I felt ready, I would put my bottom knee down. And I noticed when I put my bottom knee down, I would look at the timer. And as the week went on, I was staying with both legs extended a little bit longer each time. So there was some strengthening going on even for that short period. Why did I choose the plank? Well, the plank is a great full body strengthening. If you get into plank, you know that your arms, core, back, side muscles, legs, everything's working. So it's strengthening, working on endurance, working on balance. There's a lot of balance in the plank. And it's also good for mental health. As I was reading a bit more into the benefits of plank, this was mentioned, the mental health aspect of it. And I have to say that I did feel really good at the end of each day when I was done. And maybe that's just because, yay, it's done. But I think there is something to that. And why did I choose to do a challenge? I've talked about this before in other videos. As we get older, one of the natural aspects of aging is if we lead a sedentary lifestyle, if we don't counteract this, our muscles will naturally atrophy. So our muscle bulk gets smaller as we age. But the good news is that we can do something about it. Staying active, exercising, doing resistance types of workouts, all of these things will counteract that muscle atrophy, or it's called sarcopenia. In fitness, we talk about progressive overload, which just means that you want to keep challenging yourself a little bit more. That's a simplified version. If you're in a gym lifting weights and you're doing 5 pounds and that's getting easy, then you're gonna go up to a heavier weight. That's a progressive overload. So by adding challenges into our fitness routines, we are continuing to counteract that muscle atrophy. And that's why I chose this 7-day plank challenge. It's great to have things that we love to come back to over and over again. You might have a walk that you like to do. You might have a workout that you come back to. And those things are wonderful because it keeps us active when we figure out what works for us. In addition to that, we want to also think about, this is feeling a little bit easy. Maybe the walk that I normally do, I could add a hill, or I could add 10 or 15 more minutes to my walk, or my workout that I do. I think for some of the exercises, I could put on a wrist weight or hold some dumbbells. So those kind of thoughts, I know that I tend to like to come back to kind of doing the things that I'm comfortable with. So every now and then I like to challenge myself, and 4 1-minute planks was certainly a challenge. Let's talk variations, modifications, progressions. One of the things that you can adjust to make this challenge work for you is the amount of time. So I chose 1 minute because that felt like a good challenge for me. If you're newer to exercise, newer to planks, try 15 seconds to start with, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, see how that feels. If you're very comfortable with planks and you're kind of thinking, 1 minute, no problem, then you could do longer. Other ways to modify the exercise, again, if you're newer to planks, if you're just getting started on your fitness journey, you can do a plank on a wall, just putting your hands on the wall, forearms on the wall, stepping your feet back till you feel your body engage. You can also do an incline plank on a countertop or a very sturdy, make sure it's a sturdy, heavy table so that you don't push the table away. If you're down on the mat, the ways to modify the full plank, you can put your knees down, just making sure that when the knees come down, you're keeping shoulders, hips, knees lined up so you're not lifting your hips back. And then same with forearm plank. You can just lower the knees. And you might do part of the plank with your knees lifted, part with the knees lowered, the same way I did with the side plank. I started with my legs extended and then put my bottom knee down. A little aside, last year, this is a cool story. A woman broke the world record for holding a plank. She held it for 4.5 hours. I think just over 4.5 hours. I'll link something in my description below if you want to check out this story. And part of the what I think is so cool about it, she broke the world record for women, and she is, last year when she broke the record, she was 58 years old. So she didn't break the world record for her age category. It was for all women at 58 years old. And sometimes when I was doing my 1 minute plank and it's like, oh, this is hard, I would think about 4.5 hours. That's amazing. All right, so here is my sped up version. Okay, here we go. What types of planks do you enjoy doing? Comment below. I always appreciate a like. And oh, here's my chance to say, if you aren't already, subscribe to my channel and we'll do some more workouts together. Thanks for joining me. See you next time. See you in a future workout.